proverbial cat with many lives.
We cannot have an engagement with Raila Odinga because who is he in Kenya?
Is Raila Odinga a proverbial cat with many lives?
We cannot have an engagement with Raila Odinga because who is he in Kenya? He's not elected by anybody. He's just an ordinary citizen.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua associated Raila Odinga with evil spirits. Rigathi Gachagua associated Raila Odinga with being a bad person. But before I continue also, this video will make your day. Remember when Rigathi Gachagua said that they have put and placed all pit traps at State House so that anytime Raila Odinga tries to enter State House, he is trapped. Did the traps work?
We cannot have an engagement with Raila Odinga because who is he in Kenya? He's not elected by anybody. He's just an ordinary citizen.
I'm looking for Gachagua to tell him Raila is a spirit.
The most recent plot to kill Raila Odinga was just during maandamano when we saw Raila Odinga's car shot at more than 7 times, and Raila Odinga went on media showing them how the Kenyan government, how the Kenya Kwanza government tried to assassinate him, and Raila says there is no police officer who will come to disperse rioters, and instead of dispersing rioters, they shoot directly at his car. This is one of the attempts that Raila Odinga used to escape the death traps. Amid recent sensational claims about an alleged plot to assassinate opposition leader Raila Odinga, political analyst Herman Manyora has offered an intriguing perspective. In an interview with the Time World Media, Manyora argued that Raila cannot be killed because he is not merely a human being of flesh and blood. The political pundit explained that there's new leader embodies the spirit of resistance against the government.
On a lighter note, the people who wish Raila dead, I don't know how they end up dying. So Moses Kuria is my friend.
Huh?
I don't want them to die.
What do you mean?
People who have come out open and say Raila Kufe, they have died. I don't know how. I've told you Raila is a spirit.
Our video is actually going viral.
People ask me, what do you mean? Raila is a spirit.
Yeah.
He has assumed spirituality.
According to the analyst, these protests are not solely driven by the opposition leader himself, but by the collective spirit within the people. This collective force, as Manyora terms it, makes it virtually impossible to suppress or halt the movement, aiming to address the soaring cost of living and pressing socio-economic issues. Is it really true that Raila Odinga is a spirit?
Hiyo jina ya Raila Amolo Odinga ni jina ambayo inakuja kama asali tamu. Ukilamba hivi unasikia tu muimbe tu Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Amolo Odinga. Huyu mzee tunampenda. Tunampenda.
Kini Raila ndio barometer, ndio optical, ndio thermal, ndio fundamental, top guys, Owalika Kinyi, Raila Jaba Mtongoria. Huyo ndio tuwajua.
Raila ni roho. Raila si binadamu. Raila si binadamu kama mimi kedi songa kama wewe. Kama Moi, president former, ndiye aliomba Raila Odinga msamaha. Ndiye one time akikufa, aone Mungu. So what about you? Raila Odinga is a prophet. Raila Odinga ni ule anaona mbele. Sisi ndio tunajua kitu tunapata kwa Raila Odinga.
Raila Odinga akisema hata sasa asema ni almost fukuza bibi yako na fukuza. Kitu Raila amesema ni hivyo. Kitu baba amesema ni hivyo. Hata Raila akisema kesho ni holiday. Ruto upenda usipende ni holiday. Hata Raila aseme kila siku ni holiday. Kila siku holiday. Itakuwa hivyo.
Kitu mbaya isifanyikie Raila. Kitu mbaya isijaribu kumfanyikia.
People who have come out open and say Raila Kufe, they have died. I don't know how. I've told you Raila is a spirit. How do you mean? Raila is a spirit. He has assumed spirituality.
Raila Odinga amesimama pale. Anaangalia vile songa mwenyewe tunapambana na karau mbele ya Mungu.
Jina ya Raila Odinga hata uweke kwa mtihani ya primary. Mtoto mjinga silolana kama Gachagua ndiye ataanguka.
Baba akisema bibi yako ako na mimba, anza kununua pam.
Baba akisema bibi yako ako na mimba atazaa kesho saa 6, atazaa ama atazaa?
Mtu atapiga Raila Amolo Odinga baba yangu. Aguambo. Baba Kinyi. Baba Raila Junior. Haki ya Mungu. Utajua hadi Raila Amolo Odinga ndiye amelala. Nitalala mbele ya Raila Amolo Odinga.
Hata Raila aseme tufukuze bibi yetu, nitafukuza tu leo tu. Kenye Raila amesema siwezi kupinga. Hata Raila niambia niende nilale kwa barabara. Gari aniue. Mimi nalala tu hapo hapo.
Wacha bwana Raila niambia nifukuze bwanangu. Nafukuza bwanangu. Hata kiniambia niwezi bwanangu na acha. Baba ni baba. Baba
From surviving in human prison conditions, alleged assassination plots, police dragnet, and political betrayals, Raila has seen it all, always emerging stronger with fresh arithmetic every time his enemies plan to write his political obituary. An evangelist who at one time worked as Raila's aide, the Reverend George Otura, believes the opposition leader was not only a lucky man but a mysterious and complicated political genius. Otura, who now works in Canada, was with Raila when he escaped the death narrowly after police opened fire on them at Thika Stadium during the 1995 chaotic Ford Kenya elections, just after the 2017 elections, when his opponents thought he would be jailed for treason. After taking an oath as the people's president, Raila re-emerged from the woods, shook hands with President Uhuru Kenyatta, and started a separate alliance. A source close to Raila's security details says he has been to hell and back. He says they had to change travel plans several times after receiving intelligence that all was not well for Raila. The latest attempt on Raila's life was in November 2017 at the height of the presidential campaigns. Media reports indicated that Raila's car had been shot at several drove from Jomo Kenyatta International Airport upon returning into the country from an overseas trip. In his book, Flames of Freedom, Raila speaks of several other instances when his life was in real danger, but always re-emerged to a soldier on with his political fight. The most blood-chilling narrative in his escape from a police hit squad that wanted to arrest and possibly kill him in 1991, just a few years after he was released from detention following his alleged hand in the abortive 1982 coup. Raila was under siege from undercover special branch officers hovering around his home in Nairobi and sending him threatening messages. He had to disguise himself as a Catholic priest, change his name thrice, and escape in a boat to Uganda through Lake Victoria with police and government agents in hot pursuit. Raila returned to the country just in time for the 1992 general election, where he contested and won the Lang'ata parliamentary seat. Not just that, Raila again, a fifth time, a look into his 4 previous attempts, but wow, Raila failed for the 5th time. Many speculated that his participation in 2017 presidential election was the last time he was featuring on the ballot paper as a presidential candidate. However, as Nywela Umoja convention will mark the 5th time Odinga is announcing that he will be on the ballot paper, Odinga, however, remains silent on who will be his running mate, though it is widely speculated that he will look at the Mount Kenya direction for principal assistant. It happened just as it was being speculated. Raila Odinga chose Martha Karua. 1997. His first attempt was in 1997 when he ran on the National Development Party NDP ticket. He lost but stayed in active politics. In 2001, courtesy of his reapproachment with the President Daniel Arap Moi, he was appointed as Energy Minister. During that time, he was chosen as the Secretary General of the ruling party KANU after dissolving NDP. In 1997, Moi won the election with 2.45 million votes, followed by Mwai Kibaki of Democratic Party, who got 1.9 million votes. Raila was a distant third with 665,000 votes, whereas he did not run in 2002. Raila was part of the team that pushed for Mwai Kibaki presidency. Remember the famous Kibaki Tosha mantra? The newly formed National Rainbow Coalition NAC fronted Kibaki, who was elected president against Uhuru Kenyatta in December 2002. More than half of the seats were won by NAC candidates. Kibaki garnered 3.65 million votes in the presidential election, while Uhuru got 1.84 million. Raila was now in government as the Minister for Works with his lieutenants such as James Orengo, Professor Peter Anyang' Nyong'o, and Dr. Adho Wawiti in key ministries. The 2007 provisional results of the election had indicated that Raila was in the lead, but the tide seemed to change when the final results announced by then Electoral Board boss Samuel Kivuitu put Kibaki in the lead. Kibaki was declared the winner. Is Raila Odinga a proverbial cat with many lives?
We cannot have an engagement with Raila Odinga because who is he in Kenya? He's not elected by anybody.